Hi, I'm Darcy Haggett from Infinite Nutrition Canada. One of our recent Ask Infinite questions was, what causes the bloating feeling that I get during the run portion of a triathlon? It can be characterized as a sloshing around in your stomach, cramping, and sometimes it can really prevent you from running. It reduces you to a walk. Stomach can be distended. All of this comes from what's in our stomach being too high of a concentration. Everybody remembers back in science class in high school, simple diffusion. Simple diffusion is fluids of a low concentration will flow to fluids with a higher concentration. And that's the principle which INFINIT has been built. We use a term called osmolality, which is really a measure of the concentration of a fluid. And the concentration of the fluids in our body are around 275 milliosmovols per kilo. Forget the jargon, you don't really need to know the unit of measure, it's tough to say. But I want you to remember the 275 to 300 milliosmovols per kilo. That figure is important when creating a drink that's going to be readily available to you and easily digestible during activity. All of our Infinite formulas are made isotonic, slightly isotonic, which means less concentrated than the bodily fluids in our system. So having said that, we're going to formulate all of our blends to be 300 or lower, ideally in the 275 range or lower. What that allows us to do is the fluids will naturally empty from our stomach because they're at the right concentration, and then flow readily across the small intestine by simple diffusion, going from that high concentration in our bodily fluids. It's going to pull the Infinite right across the small intestine because it's a lower concentration. So if you don't have a liquid in your stomach that is not at the ideal concentration, so let's say it's at 400 or 500, this leads to that bloating feeling that we get, cramping, because the fluids that are in there will back up. They'll slosh around. Our stomach has a way of regulating what passes to the small intestine. If it's at a concentration that's too high, it won't allow it to pass to the small intestine. What it does is actually draws fluids from the rest of your body until it reaches that ideal concentration. Then it will flow into the small intestine. So if you have that feeling, it's because what's in there is too concentrated. The best way to prevent that, we want to practice what you do in training, but you need to select a drink, a combination. If you're going to use bars, pills, and gels, obviously we don't recommend that at Infinite. We'll formulate a drink that will meet your exact needs all in one beverage. It's a simple process. But if you're going to go another route, make sure that you get it in the right concentration. Easier said than done, much easier just to have one liquid that's going to, you're just going to take it all day long. It's at the right concentration. It's really the only way to go. That's what we believe at Infinite. But back to that symptom, it's all caused because you've got a concentration of fluids, food, solids in your stomach that can't readily be, pass across a small intestine, and you get that backing up. And at that point in time, when you're in that scenario, you are not able to, you're not getting calories to your body, and you're not getting fluids to your body. Basically, your system's shutting down until such time that gets at a concentration that you can pass. So I hope this helps. Look for further answers to our Ask Infinite questions in the near future. Again, thanks for choosing Infinite. Race hard. We'll talk to you later.